Hello and welcome to another episode of Look Out, Gear I Come. This is the portion of the channel where I review gear that companies send me, and I find out whether or not it works, whether or not it sounds good, and whether or not it invites you to be creative. I'm really not all that concerned with tech specs and the like. I'm concerned with whether or not it works and it's fun, okay? Today we've got the Xvive More You hub. This is the second piece of gear that Xvive has sent me, and the first one was a wireless lavalier system for video, and I actually use it all the time now. It's actually, they got me. Look at the back of the box. More You is an expandable audio interface and personal monitoring system. The core of the system is the More You hub, which is this product, which sends its two inputs to your computer, headphones, and monitors. Each person you make music with can simply add a More You expansion unit, such as the More You 2X or another hub. Adjust their own unit's input level and add reverb as desired. The system can be used for recording sessions or simply as a monitoring system for rehearsing. You grow the system as you need to. Up to 8 players can use More You together, including the options of 8 ADAT-ins. You have a grand total of 24 total inputs. Right off the bat, in my opinion, the selling point of this is the expandability. This is priced the same as a lot of more affordable entry-level interfaces. When they first emailed me about doing a video on this product, I said, send me 5 of these and I can demonstrate what I think is the real selling point of this. Of course, they said, we can only send you 1, but I did shoot my shot. So I think back to my early days when I was in a band and how we could have used this. Every member of the band buys one of these and they bring it to band practice, they plug it in, and they can monitor themselves through it as well as record their instrument through it. That right there, Xvive, is the selling point of this. You know, I assume, I haven't used it yet, but I assume that the quality of the preamps is going to be pretty in line with other interfaces that are the same price point. The expandability thing is really, really cool. If you ever want to send me a couple more of these, 3, 4 more of these, and I can demonstrate that aspect of it, because without that, it's really just another kind of entry-level interface. So I think the expandability thing is incredibly cool. Let's unbox this thing. It has a lid like a fried rice to-go container from a Chinese restaurant. It seems pretty solid. It doesn't feel like it's going to break right away, which, as I've said before, is one of the main things you want to look for with this kind of a thing. It feels very decent. The knobs feel very decent. It's got an interesting look. It's very blocky and big. Okay, let's see what this is. Let's see what we can do with this. How does this work? What do we do? Quick start. Okay, so there it is. So they've got all their how-tos about how to use this thing and get started right there, which means I need to get my telephone, my cellular telephone. Blah, blah, blah. I just want to start making music as soon as possible. Once again, I don't care if it's got this spec or that spec or it records at this amount of kilohertz. I want to know if I can make music with this thing and make it sound good. Record, blah, blah, blah. Quick start. Get rehearsing and recording in 5 minutes. Let's see. Connect the hub from the USB-C port to the USB-C in of your computer. Plug that in. Oh, it's making lights. That's kind of cool. So the fact that that's being powered by the computer through the USB-C is pretty cool to me. That's a selling point, because I could take this and plug this into my laptop and take it anywhere without having to plug it into the wall. That's pretty cool. I like that right away. And I like the way it looks when it's on. I'm looking at the front face here, and it looks as though there's reverb, so you can add your own reverb to your mix as you're recording or rehearsing. That's also pretty cool. I really do like that idea of an interface that is also really leaning into a headphone amp for individual monitoring. I think that's a really good idea, but I won't know for sure until Xvive sends me 5 more of these. Connect them to the 1/4-inch TRS, L and R outputs on the back of the hub. Go back to the guts of the studio. This is absolutely a disaster. No, I need to do it. I need to do it. Me. Okay, we've connected the TRSs there in the back. All right, so that was about 5 minutes there from taking it out of the package, plugging it in, getting the monitors hooked up, getting a session fired up, and having that session recognize this as the interface. That was pretty darn smooth. I am now hooking up an SM57. Hey 2. I can see that it moved. Is this the gain? Hey 2, is that the gain? Are you the gain? Oh, there it is. There's the gain. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I'm clipping it. 1, 2, 3. That seems to be 1. 1, 2, 3. Input 1. That's another selling point. I didn't have to download any software. Stop making me download fucking software. I love that. Out of the package, into the computer, ready to go. Hey 2, 1, 2, check 1, 2, 57, Xvive, more U hub. Hey 2. Hey 2, 1, 2, check 1, 2, 57, X. It sounds like an SM57. So far, I really like this. The expandability is very cool. It's a great concept. It worked right out of the package. They didn't make me download software. That's really cool. Also, you know, from a cursory, quick experiment with an SM57, it sounds like what an SM57 should sound like. So it seems to, so far, sound good. I am going to take this and I'm going to record a track with it. And once I do that, I'm going to have a better idea of what this thing does and how it works. So give me a second. I will record a track and I will give you some examples of what I record, and then I'll give you my final thoughts on this. I just spent the last day recording through the Xvive More U hub, and I've got to say I really enjoyed it. Some of the things that stood out to me while I was using it that were actually really handy were the fact that the mix of the person that's recording through it, in this case it was the singer, is controlled right from the front panel here. So in other words, the mix that's going on in the DAW remains the same volume, but as you turn the mix up, the person that is actually recording, once again in this case a singer, gets a little bit more juice. Hence the More U name. The other cool thing that I really liked was that there's reverb built into it. When I first saw that that was a feature, I was kind of like, I don't know about that. Maybe that's cool. But it actually was pretty substantially helpful to the singer that I recorded. It also has a talkback mic built right into the front, which again was very useful. It would be more useful in a situation where I had different players connected to different hubs in different places, but to have that talkback built right into the front was actually pretty cool. My only criticism is that when you press that button, the tone of it is very harsh and it has this feeling that it's about to feedback even though it doesn't. It's some kind of weird radio interference. For the price of this interface, I'll take it. I really enjoyed it. It was very simple to use. So how does it sound? Pretty darn good, actually. Yesterday, I recorded a track with an artist named Girl Blue. We recorded everything through this interface, so through the preamps here, with an SM57. I did the entire mix with stock plugins in Pro Tools, so nothing fancy, nothing special. Give it a listen here.
You could try riding on a coattail of mine, watching all the colors collide, but you would never know how high.
Not too bad. Sounds very good, and we did have a lot of fun using this. In summary, this is an entry-level, affordable interface with some features that will really appeal to, in my mind, bands. Bands that are young, that are just starting out in recording themselves, that want some of the features that this interface has. Reverb and mix per unit for the person playing through it is really cool. The fact that you can connect them is really cool, which means that if you had a band of 4 kids and each one bought one, you guys all own your own part of the recording ecosystem. And if you all bought hubs, you could take them home and be working on your tracks in between rehearsals and stuff. I think that's really cool. I think that any advertisement that this company does around this unit should put that front and center. And as I've said, I'm willing to do a video that showcases that feature if they send me more stuff, because I do think that that's pretty cool, and maybe I'm ignorant, but I haven't really seen that yet in the recording space. So yes, it worked right out of the package really quickly, didn't make me download software. I love that. It sounded pretty darn good. You could do a lot with this interface, and it did call upon me to be creative, which is really what you should be looking for in any tool that you do buy. You could dive into the specs of this, which are all listed on the back, and I'm sure they're all listed on the website. The thing that I'm concerned with is whether or not I can take it out and use it as a creative tool, which I could in this case. If you're a young band, you got 4 or 5 people in the band, I mean, if I could go back in time, I would probably invest in something like this as my first foray into recording. It makes me envious of kids today that are in garage bands that have access to this kind of a thing. Very, very cool. So if you are interested in trying out the Xvive More You hub for yourself, be sure to go through the link in my video description. Anything that you buy through that link does give a little bit of a kickback to this channel. Not a lot, helps keep the lights on, and it helps me to keep making videos. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to Xvive for sending this out. I really did enjoy using this product, and I wasn't sure that I would. So yeah, thank you. We will see you guys in the next video. Thanks so much.